on a dark stage as Maggie stands alone. She stares longingly at a life-size poster of herself and Drake and sings.
My romance doesn't have to have a moon in the sky. My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by. No month of May, no twinkling stars, no hideaway, no soft guitars. My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, you can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need one thing but...
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tangerine Club is pleased to welcome to the stage Maggie Porter and Drake Dumas.
That's Dumas!
My romance doesn't have to have a moon in the sky. My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by.
No month of May, no twinkling star, no hideaway, no soft guitar.
My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, you can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need one thing but you. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the newest star at the Tangerine Club, Mr. Danny Valentine.
My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, you can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need one thing but you.
They take their bows and exit through the curtain. They are now backstage. The curtain opens to reveal a vanity table and chair, a chaise, a costume rack filled with glittering clothing, a changing screen, several stools, and a desk with chair. Emily enters from stage left with Maggie's robe. She tends to Maggie, who sits at the vanity, but is obviously smitten with Drake, who sits at the desk, preening in a handheld mirror.
Hey kids, great show tonight.
Yes, I was rather spectacular tonight, wasn't I?
Oh, you were, Mr. Dumas. You were absolutely wonderful.
That's Dumas. My goodness, don't any of you know Francaise?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, get Drake, buddy. It's just that we're not used to your new name. What's wrong with Douglas anyway?
That's right, Drake. You and I have been working together for over 10 years, and Drake Douglas was always just fine. Why the sudden switch to dumb ass?
That's Dumas, Maggie. As in Alexander Dumas, the famous French author. If you must know, Dumas is my ancestral name on my mother's side. It has, it has such a wonderful foreign sound to it.
But why now?
Well, I decided it was time for a little lift. I mean, after all, you and I aren't getting any younger. Are we, Maggie?
No need to remind me, old timer.
Besides, it makes me feel like Maurice Chevalier.
Yeah, please just don't start singing Thank Heaven for Little Girls. You'll get us all arrested.
I just wish you were more like Marcel Marceau.
What do you mean?
Silence.
Ha ha.
Well, if you wanted foreign, why didn't you go with something we could all pronounce? Like Alfredo Fettuccine or Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, that way we could call you Wiener for sure.
Very funny, you two. Now please stop. You're making me hungry.
Well, I love your new name, sir. I think it sounds wonderful.
Well, come to think of it, maybe Dumas is perfect after all. Come on, you old French fry, let's go get a bite to eat, okay? Danny, you coming?
I'll be there in a minute.
Okay. Emily.
Oh, yes, Miss Porter.
Emily, how many times do I need to tell you, please call me Maggie?
Oh, yes, Miss Porter. Sorry. Yes, Miss Maggie.
Thank you for all your help tonight.
Oh, yes, Miss Porter. It was really my pleasure.
Have a nice evening.
You too, Miss Porter, and you have a nice evening too, Mr. Dumas.
Oh, yes, right. Well, thank you, young lady. What is her name?
It's Emily. Emily Sweet, and she is, so don't you mess with her, Monsieur Chevalier.
Well, there's not much danger of that, is there? I mean, just look at her. She looks like a librarian.
A librarian? I'm amazed you'd even recognize one, Drake. I didn't know you could read. Come on, move your pompous dumb ass before you hurt any more feelings around here.
What? What did I say?
Maggie drags Drake off stage left. Danny takes Emily by the hand and leads her to upstage center, where he sits her down on the chaise.
Don't worry, Emily. He doesn't mean what he says. Heck, I don't think he even knows what he says half the time.
Oh, I know, Danny. I just feel like such an idiot when I'm around him.
Why do you even care?
Oh, he's just so handsome and suave and talented and wonderful. It would just be such a dream come true to have a man like that love a girl like me. My romance doesn't have to have a moon in the sky. My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by. No month of May, no twinkling stars, no hideaway, no soft guitars. My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, he can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need one thing but
You know, Emily, you may think Drake is the kind of man you would love.
Oh, but I do love him, Danny.
Well, there are other guys in the world, you know. Guys who would adore you, treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Not guys like Drake. He doesn't even know you exist. Guys who would love you just the way you are, even if you do look like a librarian.
Well, I don't want another guy, Danny. I just want Drake. And someday I'll make him want me too. Just you wait and see.
She gathers up her things and exits stage right.
Just wait and see. I only wish you could see my sweet, naive Emily. My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain. Wide awake, you can make my most fantastic dreams come true. My romance doesn't need one but you.
Maggie enters from stage left.
Hey, I thought you were coming for a bite. Who are you singing about, young man?
Well, I was just, I was...
Oh, come on, Danny. I wasn't born yesterday. I've seen the way you look at Emily ever since she came to work for me. You are hopelessly, helplessly smitten, are you?
Well, what if I am? She's a great girl, even if she doesn't know I exist.
What I don't get is why haven't you made a move? That girl would be a fool not to fall in love with you. You're a nice guy, Danny, and they do seem to be in short supply around here.
Well, that's the problem, Maggie. Emily is in love with Drake, or at least she thinks she is.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what's with the long face? You look like you just lost your best friend.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm fine. It's just that,
Maggie, not you too. Please tell me that you're not in love with Drake also.
well...
Women! I will never understand you. Never, 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 never. You tell me I'm a nice guy, but nice guys finish last, and everybody on the planet is in love with a buffoon. Tell me something, Maggie. What do you see in that man?
He's a fool, and don't I know it? But a fool can have his charms. I'm in love, but don't I show it like a babe in arms? Love's the same old sad sensation. Lately, I've not slept a wink since that half-pint imitations put me on the blink. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Am I? I couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep till love came and told me I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Am I? My heart, but what of it? He is cold, I agree. Oh, but he can laugh, and I love it. Although the laugh's on me, I'll sing to him each spring to him. And worship the trousers that cling to him. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Am I?
Have you loved him all these years?
Uh-huh.
Why haven't you told him how you feel?
I don't know. I didn't want to jeopardize our friendship. Or the acts.
Or maybe you're just afraid of getting your heart broken.
Maybe. I'll sing to him each spring to him and long for the day that I'll cling to him. Bothered and bewildered, am I?
enters from stage right and goes to Maggie.
Oh, Miss Porter.
Maggie!
Oh, sorry, Maggie. You're back. Did I forget something? Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, Emily, there is. Stay here and keep Danny Boy company while I go find out what trouble Drake's got himself into.
Sure, Miss Porter.
Good luck.
What is she wishing you luck for?
Nothing. Just a new song I'm working.
Oh,
So, any luck with Mr. Dumas yet?
don't be snide, Danny. I thought you were my friend.
I am.
Well, then help me find a way to make him love me.
Emily, you sweet girl. You can't make someone love you, trust me. They either do or they don't.
Oh, please don't tell me that. Besides, how do you know so much? You're not that much older than I am, and probably not that much more experienced either.
Yeah, well, that may be true. But trust me, I know plenty. If they asked me, I could write a book about the way you walk and whisper and look. I could write a preface of how we met, so the world would never forget. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers of friends.
Oh, Danny, now you're just making fun of me. I know you just like me as a friend. And I just know that if I was more glamorous and beautiful, I could make him love me.
Emily, beauty is only skin deep. Why not just love someone who loves you the way you are?
Because that someone wouldn't be Drake.
Oh, Emily. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers, two perfect lovers, how to make two lovers friends.
You'll never understand. I've been in love with Drake since I was a little girl, and my parents brought me to the Tangerine Club for my 16th birthday.
You were in love with the image of Drake, not the real Drake. Besides, at 16, what can you possibly know about love? You're still too young and to know about real love.
Well, maybe, but you know something? The very first time I saw Drake, I had this strange feeling that we'd met before. You know, maybe in a past life or something.
Oh, come on, Emily. Now you're being totally ridiculous.
No, it's true. Almost like we were destined to be together. Happily ever after. For all time.
My dear, I believe you're delirious.
Well, I'm not. I just know what I know. I still remember the way he looked at me from that stage. It seems we've stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. The smile you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen
I don't know. I think you're just setting yourself up for one big heartache.
Well, maybe, but I'm willing to take my chances. Besides, I have a plan.
I bet you do.
Don't worry, Danny. I'm sure that someday you'll find out what true love is all about, too.
Emily kisses Danny on the cheek and exits stage right. Danny stares wistfully after her.
I wouldn't count on it, Emily. Falling in love with love is falling for make-believe. Falling in love with love is playing the fool. Caring too much is such a juvenile fancy. Learning to trust is just for children in school. I fell in love with love one night when the moon was full. I was unwise with eyes unable to see. I fell in love with love everlasting. But love fell out of love with me.
Maggie enters from stage left.
Well, lover boy, 3 guesses who you were singing about.
I know. And the first 2 don't count. I can make the same guess about you, you know.
Don't even bother. What a sorry pair we are. You're falling for make-believe. We're playing the fool. Caring too much is such a juvenile fancy. Learning to trust is just for children in school. I fell in love with love one night when the moon was full. I was unwise with eyes unable to see.
I fell in love with love everlasting. But
love
fell out of love with me.
They embrace as Drake enters from stage left.
Well, you two sure make a lovely pair. Doing a little cradle, you know what I mean, cradle rubbing, are we? Maggie, my darling.
Don't be ridiculous, Drake. Danny and I are just friends.
Not for lack of trying on my part, Mike.
Oh, Danny, don't you be silly.
Who's being silly? You're a beautiful woman, Maggie. There are a million younger guys who would kill for a date with you.
Oh.
Sounds more like gigolos than real men, if you ask me. Imagine, you with a younger man. Oh, it's quite absurd.
Well, then tell me, Mr. Dumas, why is it okay for you to go out with younger women?
That's different. It's just the natural order of things. Now, don't let me interrupt your little shenanigans with the youngster. I'll take my leave.
Drake exits stage right.
That man is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
You still think you're in love with him?
I've known him a long time. Danny, I've seen all his different sides. Trust me, he does have a good heart. Sometimes he just gets lost behind that big star facade.
But he makes you so unhappy.
Yeah, I know. But what about you and Emily? It's not that different, you know.
Of course it is.
Emily enters from stage right.
Excuse me, Miss Porter, I know it's late, but the music director would like to see you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Emily.
I just spoke with Drake.
Oh. Did he profess his undying love for you yet?
Don't be sarcastic, Danny.
Okay. Sorry. What did he say?
He told me that you and Maggie are having a thing.
Did you believe him?
Well, why wouldn't I?
I don't know.
If you want to be with Maggie, then I think that's great.
Oh, thanks for your approval.
I'm almost ready with my plan to win Drake's heart.
Well, good for you. I hope it all works out. Yeah, but Emily, don't let that old Casanova take advantage of you, okay?
Oh my, Danny, I think he already has. I mean, he's never even touched me and I couldn't even possibly think of another man.
I see. Well, good luck to you then. See you, Emily.
Danny? Well, I'll show him and Drake. They may think I look like a librarian, but you can't always judge a book by its cover.
Emily sits at the vanity as the music begins. She's wearing a long lab coat with her hair in a bun and horn-rimmed glasses. During the course of this next song, she removes the glasses, hair comes down, lab coat comes off behind the screen to reveal a very sexy gown, and Emily really comes out of her shell.
Magnificent performance, Eleanor.
Thank you, Mr. Dumas, and it's Emily.
Oh, my dear girl, please do call me Drake. Oh, my goodness, what a lovely creature you are. Oh, where have you been hiding all of these months?
But it's still the same me. I just look a little different.
My dear Emma, you look a lot different. And you're acting different, and well, whoever this new you is, I believe you've cast rather a large spell over me.
He attempts to kiss her, but she pulls away,
Drake!
taking her fingers and running them through his hair.
Oh, yes, Elizabeth.
Mr. Dumas, my name is Emily.
Lover, when I'm near you, and I hear you speak my name, softly in my ear, you breathe the flame. Lover, when we're dancing, keep on glancing in my eyes. Say love's only chancing you to die. Lover, please be tender when you're tender. Tears lover, please be tender to my heart.
Drake engages Emily in some sort of funny tango as he chases her around the stage. It is obvious that Emily is not completely sure about Drake's new attitude. Maggie enters from stage left but stays in the background where she observes this new turn of events. She's obviously surprised by Emily's new appearance and shocked and disappointed by Drake's behavior.
All of my future is in you. Your every plan I design. Promise you'll always continue to be mine. Please be tender when you're tender. Tears apart. Lover, please be tender to my
Well, what have we here?
Miss Porter, I am so sorry.
Maggie, can you believe it? Take a look at this girl. She's a butterfly who's been hiding in her cocoon all this time. And just wait till you hear her sing.
I didn't realize you were a singer, Emily.
Oh, well, I always wanted to be just like you, Miss Porter, ever since I was a little girl.
Well, my dear, you are just about to get your chance.
I am?
She is?
Well, we've been looking for another addition to the show, you know, someone young and fresh.
Oh, I suppose we have.
And I think we've just found her. Come along, Ermeline. Time to start turning you into a star.
Her name is Emily, Drake.
Of course it is. Ta-ta, Maggie.
Miss Porter?
It's okay, Emily. Go ahead.
Drake and Emily exit.
When I was very young, the world was younger than I, as merry as a carousel. The circus tent was strung with every star in the sky, above a ring I knew so well. Now the world has grown old, gone are the tinsel and gold. Sit there, count your fingers. What can you do? Oh girl, you're through. All you can count on is your fingers. Unlucky little girl, blue.
Danny enters from stage right and listens.
Sit there and count the raindrops falling on you. It's time you knew. All you can count on are the raindrops that fall on little girl. No use, old girl. You might as well surrender. Your hopes are getting slender. Why won't somebody send a tender blue boy to cheer up little girl?
I just saw Drake and Emily together.
I know.
What happened to her?
She blossomed.
Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm terrific. How are you?
Terrific. Yeah, I'm terrific too.
Oh, Danny. No use, old girl. You might as well surrender. Your hopes are getting
Maggie, there are lots more fish in the sea.
Yeah, I know that, Danny.
And I'm not gonna cry over this for another second. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna find the perfect woman.
Even if it's not Emily.
Definitely not Emily. I'm going to find the most beautiful girl in the world.
Emily enters from stage right. She looks somewhat embarrassed and disheveled and is trying to pull herself together.
Who's the most beautiful girl in the world?
The girl I'm going to marry.
I didn't know you were getting married. Who are you marrying?
I just told you, the most beautiful girl in the world! The most beautiful girl in the world picks my ties out, eats my candy, drinks my brandy. The most beautiful girl in the world, the most beautiful star in the world, isn't Garbo, isn't Dietrich, but the sweet trick could make me believe it's a beautiful world. Social, not a wit, natural kind of wit. She's shine anywhere, and she has it up like a hair.
Hey!
The most beautiful girl in the world has a mortgage. What do I care? It's goodbye care. When my slippers are next to the one that belongs to the one and only beautiful girl in the world.
You know, Danny, I think you were right.
About what?
About beauty only being skin deep, about finding someone who loves you for who you really are.
Oh. What's wrong, Emily? Did Drake turn from Dumas to dumbass again?
Danny?
It's okay, Miss Porter. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover.
Drake's really not a bad guy, Emily. I think he's just a little overwhelmed by the new you. We all are.
Well, I'm not. Quite frankly, I'm underwhelmed. Good luck, Emily. You'll need it.
He exits stage left. Maggie and Emily sit together.
Oh, Miss Porter, I think I've made a huge mistake.
Let me guess. You thought you were in love with Drake, but now you realize you never really, and you maybe were all really in love with Danny all the time because he loves the real you and not the new you. But now it looks like maybe it's too late with Danny because he doesn't seem too impressed with the new you, and maybe you just hurt him too much. And even though he still loves you, it's not because you're wearing a tighter dress. And right?
How'd you get to be so smart?
I'm old.
What am I going to do?
You're gonna miss him, Emily. I think you're really gonna miss him.
How could I have been so foolish? I thought I knew what I was doing.
His sweet expression, the smile he gave you, the way you looked when you met. It's easy to remember, but so hard to forget. You hear him whisper, I'll always love you. You know it's over and yet it's easy to remember, but so hard to forget.
Do you think it's too late for Danny and me?
Well, I think he's really, really hurt. You broke his heart, Emily, and you wounded his pride. But you know what? I don't think it's ever really too late.
His sweet expression, the smile he gave me, the way he looked when we met.
It's easy to remember and so hard to forget.
Danny enters from stage left. He ignores Emily and goes straight to Maggie.
Come on, Maggie. I thought we were going to go grab a bite.
Well, sure, yeah.
No. Sorry, Emily. I need to speak with Maggie alone. Besides, I think Drake is looking for you. Come on, Maggie.
End of Act 1. Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a 20-minute intermission.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Tangerine Club, Maggie Porter and Emily Sweet.
I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I like the theater and I never come late. I never bother with people lights. That's why the lady is a tramp.
I don't like crap names like barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem with ermine and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a tramp.
I like the free, fresh wind in my hair. Life without care. I'm broke, it's so.
In California, it's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Hey Emily, I always thought California was warm and sunny.
Not when the man you love is in New York City.
I like a prize fight that isn't a fake. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Hey Maggie, are you telling me that prize fights are faked?
Well, sometimes they are, Emily.
How about wrestling?
Oh, no. Wrestling is never faked. I go to opera and stay wide awake. That's why the lady is a tramp.
I like the green grass under my shoes. What can I lose? I'm flat, that's that.
I'm all alone when I lower my lamp.
That's why the lady is.
That's why they call the lady. That's why the lady is a tramp.
They take their bows and exit through the curtain. They are now backstage and Emily hands Maggie her robe.
Oh, Emily, stop that. You're not my assistant anymore.
Oh, Maggie, I don't mind. I still can't believe this was my opening night at the Tangerine Club.
Well, it was, and you were sensational. The crowd loved you. You know, we all loved you.
Well, not everyone.
Still not getting any response from Mr. Valentine?
Sure, he ignores me.
Oh, ouch. Don't worry, kid. I think he'll come around. He just needs some time. In spite of everything, I really believe that true love will find its way.
Drake enters from stage right.
Oh, my sentiments exactly. Now, where is that darling girl? Oh my goodness, you were absolutely delicious tonight. I could just eat you right up.
He puts his arms around her and begins to run his fingers through her hair.
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to dine alone. I'm not sure I have the stomach for a late night snack.
Maggie, please don't go.
Hey, sorry kid, you're a big girl now. Just do what you have to do.
She exits stage right. Drake grabs Emily and sits her down on the chaise. She's obviously very uncomfortable.
Oh, my dear Emily. Oh, you simply must let go now.
He tries to kiss her neck.
Loosen up a little. Oh, let your heart take you exactly where you know you want to go.
Hey, you remembered my name.
Of course I did. You're a big star now. And you know what they say?
No, what?
One big star deserves another. Isn't this romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows write the oldest magic word. I hear the breezes playing in the trees above. romantic? Really to be young on such a night as this? Isn't it romantic? Every note that's sung is like a lover's kiss. Sweet symbols in the moonlight. Do you mean that I might fall in love perchance? Isn't it romantic? Isn't this romance?
Drake chases Emily around the room, desperately trying to kiss her. She leaps on furniture, hides behind the screen, and does everything possible to elude his grasp. He finally catches her.
Oh, come on, sweetheart. Sing along with Drakey.
Drakey?
Sweet symbols in the moonlight. Do you mean that I might fall in love perchance? Isn't it romantic? Isn't this
They end up back on the chaise where Emily takes a firm grasp of Drake's shoulders and pushes him away.
Drake, now stop, please.
Oh.
We have to talk.
Couldn't we talk later? Much later.
No, Mr. Dumbass, we are going to talk now.
Okay then, what?
Drake, you've always been my hero, ever since I was a young girl, and I suppose there was a time when I really and truly felt like I was in love with you.
But you're not, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm very fond of you, and I think you're a wonderfully talented man, but I'm not in love with you.
Why not? I thought everyone was in love with me.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of girls that think they're in love with you, but honestly, I think there's only one person in the entire world who is really in love with you, and you don't even know it.
And who might that be?
Well, my friend, I think that's something you're going to have to figure out for yourself.
And as for you, my dear girl, well, I think that somewhere in this building there's a young man who isn't quite living up to his name right about now.
You know?
I suspected. You know, I may be an ass, but I'm not as dumb as I look. Go find your Valentine, dear Emily, and make him love you the way you deserve to be loved.
Drake exits stage left.
Oh, Danny, my dear, sweet Danny, what am I going to do about you? You're my funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable,
Emily exits stage right. Drake and Danny enter from stage left.
Seen Emily anywhere, old chap?
Drake, are you still trying to seduce that poor, impressionable girl?
No, not a chance. I'm afraid it was never meant to be for the lovely Miss Sweet and me.
Why not?
Well, apparently her affections lie elsewhere.
Is that a fact?
Oh yes, that would be a fact.
Do you happen to know where they lie?
I do?
Well, what's the use? I'll never understand women. One minute they love you, then they just want to be friends, then they hate you, then they love you again. What's a fella to do?
Well, sometimes, my friend, there's not much you can do. I've always figured the universe will eventually unfold as it should. In the meantime, all you can do is put your trust in the heavens. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you know what I was there for. You heard me sing a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then suddenly there appeared before me the only one my arms could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please, I know. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
So, what are you going to do, old boy?
Same as you.
And what might that be?
Exactly what men always do. Nothing. Now I'm no longer alone,
Without a dream in my heart.
my heart, without a love.
Maggie enters from stage right. She begins gathering up her things from the vanity. Danny elbows Drake toward Maggie as an obvious light goes on in Drake's head.
Say, Danny, old chap, do you mind, I think, could you leave me alone with this ravishing woman for a moment or two? I believe we have some important business to discuss.
Since when did I become ravishing?
Since always.
Why aren't you with your new girlfriend?
Emily Sweet is not my new girlfriend. She's merely a talented newcomer who needed the aid of a much older and wiser gentleman to discover her true potential.
Now I've heard everything.
I thought you were leaving.
I am. I think I'll go find an older and wiser woman to help me find my true potential.
Man, why go anywhere? Why not stay right here? Come up and see me sometime when I've got nothing on but the radio.
No, you don't, young lady. You're staying here with me. Like I said, we have important business to discuss.
Since when did I become young lady?
Well, like I said before, Maggie, you're young at heart, and you're beautiful, and you're warm, and you're wonderful. Any man with half a brain would be lucky to have you.
My sentiments exactly. And luckily for me, I do have half a brain.
All right, you two. You're on your own. Try not to kill each other.
He exits stage left.
I can assure you, Maggie, the last thing I have in my mind is killing you.
He leads her to the chaise where they sit together.
What is going on with you, Drake? Have you got a fever? Or, did Emily dump you?
For your information, Miss Porter, I have never, in my entire life, ever been dumped by any woman at any time, ever, not even once.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
You know she's in love with Danny.
Yes, I know that too, and rightfully so. These two young people should be together.
Well, I'm glad you finally figured that one out.
Do you think these two old people should be together?
You mean you? And me?
Uh-huh.
I thought I was a ravishing young lady.
You are like a fine wine, Maggie. Darling, you have only improved with age. I just don't know why I didn't see it before.
Drake, I don't know. We've known each other for so long. You know, so much water under the bridge. We make such lousy friends. Why ruin a bad thing?
But Maggie, I think I love you.
Oh, you fall in love every month, Drake. I'd rather be your lousy friend forever than your flavor of the month.
But that's the difference. I'm not falling anywhere. I've always loved you, Maggie. It's just too much of a dumbass to realize.
Always?
We've always been good together. And you've always been my friend. Why is it so hard to believe that you could be the love of my life?
I don't know. It's just hard to believe because it's you. For me, it's not hard to believe at all. I took one look at you. That's all I meant to do. And then my heart stood still. My feet could step and walk. My lips could move and talk. And yet my heart stood still.
Not a single word was spoken. I could tell you knew. The unfelt clasp of hands told me so well you knew.
I never lived at all until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood still.
Though not a single word was spoken, I could tell you knew. That unfelt clasp of hands told me so well you knew.
I never lived at all until the thrill of that moment when my heart stood still. Time.
I think our right time is now, Maggie.
Oh, I don't know, even if I can trust you. How do I know the next time some cute young thing in the audience gives you the eye, you won't be off and running?
I've had my fill of cute young things. I'm ready for a cute old thing.
Very fun.
Now come on, darling, you know I'm kidding.
Oh, you mean I'm not cute?
No, I mean you're not old.
Drake, how come you've never sung to me?
I beg your pardon?
You've never sung to me. In all the years we've worked together, unless it was part of the act, you have never, ever sung to me. You sing to girls in the audience all the time, but why have you never sung to me?
I don't know. But it's never too late. You sit right down there, and I will sing my heart out.
No, Drake, I didn't mean you were
No arguments? Sit.
Yeah?
But before you do, there's something I feel I need to do. If we're going to be in a real relationship, Maggie darling, then I suppose I should be real.
Drake, Douglas, what are you talking about?
Drake sheepishly removes his black wig, and then his platform shoes. Maggie stares with incredulity. Drake slips into another pair of shoes and puffs himself out.
You're perfect.
Oh, darling.
Do you need this back? Oops.
You tell me. All right, sit. This one's for you. This is for you. Your sweet expression, the smile you gave me, the way you looked when we met. It's easy to remember, but so hard to forget. I hear you whisper, I'll always love you. I know it's over, and yet it's easy to remember, but so hard to forget. So I must dream to have your hands caress me, fingers press me tight. I'd rather dream than have that lonely feeling stealing through the night. Each little moment is clear before me, and though it brings me regret, it's easy to remember, but so hard to avoid.
What am I gonna do with the new short you?
Just kiss me, Maggie. Shut up and kiss me.
They embrace and kiss. Danny enters from stage left.
Well, I'll be darned. I like the new look, old man. And it certainly looks like you two didn't kill each other.
No, Danny, as a matter of fact, I think that maybe true love has conquered all.
And it only took 10 years.
See, Danny, you and Emily have 9 more years to figure it out.
Oh, I don't think so, Maggie. I'm afraid I'm not nearly as patient as you are.
Oh, come on.
You know that sweet girl loves you. All you have to do is return the sentiment.
It's too late for that. There's no way I'm going to be anyone's second choice.
Danny, it doesn't matter if you're the second choice or the 102nd choice. The only thing that matters is that you're the last choice.
Well, that may work for you, Maggie, but I've already made my choice. And I choose New York.
What?
What?
I'm moving.
To New York?
That's right. I've accepted a job at the Manhattan Club.
You're leaving the act?
Well, yes, but not until you find someone to replace me. Don't worry, I won't leave you two stranded.
Now, don't worry about us, Danny. Maggie and I will be just fine. But what about Miss Sweet?
She'll get over it. Probably in about a minute or two.
But Danny, New York is so far away. What if you get there and you realize you've made a mistake?
Won't happen. All I know is New York is filled with lots of incredible women, and not a single one of them is named Emily Sweet. It's time for this Valentine to move on. My mate is made up, and that's that. I love Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island too. It's lovely going to the zoo.
That's where you live. The zoo.
It's very fancy on Old Delancey Street, you know. The subway charms me so when Bonnie breezes blow to and fro. And tell me what street compares with Mud Street in July. Sweet push-carts gently gliding by. The great big city's a wondrous toy, made for a girl and boy. I'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy.
Emily enters from stage right.
Why are you singing about Manhattan?
Danny's moving there, Emily.
You are?
He is.
But why?
He's accepted a job at the Manhattan Club, dear.
But what about us? And me?
There is no us, Emily. There never was. I'm going to find my us in New York. The great big city's a wondrous toy, made for a girl and boy. I'll turn Manhattan into an Isle of Joy.
Now, Danny, before you go off all half-cocked.
No one's half-cocked. Maggie, I've made a decision to get on with my life. Honest, Mags, I'm thrilled for you and Drake, but, you know.
You and Drake?
Yes, my dear girl. It would appear that one of the dim-witted Neanderthals in this company has finally come to his senses.
Well, this Neanderthal has finally come to his senses, too. That's why I'm going to New York.
I will really miss you, Danny.
You will?
Oh, you know I will. You're my best friend.
Oh, right. Your best friend. Well, don't worry, I'll send you a postcard.
Emily, dear girl, are you sure he's just your best friend?
That's right, Emily. Are you absolutely sure?
Well, I just don't know.
But don't worry, Emily. Don't worry. We can still be just best friends, just from a distance.
But what I mean to say is, I don't know if I...
Oh, for goodness sake! Girl, spit it out! Tell him you love him!
Oh, Drake!
You do?
I do. Do you?
I do too.
Well, all I can say is it's about time. Now, all we need is a minister, and we can pronounce you two man and wife.
You know, Drake, if I were you, I'd probably just shut up and maybe kiss me again.
And why is that?
Well, for some reason, you make a lot more sense when you're not talking. Yeah. So, Danny, tell me, still planning to go to New York?
Well, only if the most beautiful girl in the world comes with me.
Oh, Danny, I would follow you to the ends of the earth. But what about Maggie and Drake? What about the act?
Well, my dear, I do believe it's time for Act 2, at least for Maggie and me. Now, don't you worry about us. We'll do fine on our own.
You won't mind, Maggie, if Emily comes with me?
Danny, I would mind a lot more if she didn't.
So, do you want to come?
I do.
Oh boy, call the minister. There she goes again.
I can't believe this. I can't believe that you really, honestly love me.
I do, Danny, I do.
Are those the only 2 words she knows?
And are you sure you want to come to New York with me?
I do.
Okay, that does it. I now pronounce you man and wife.
Well, my goodness, I do love a happy ending. So, Danny, tell me, how do you feel now?
This can't be love.
No.
Because
I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs.
This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies.
my heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat.
Oh my.
This is sweet to me. Love. This can't be love because I feel so well.
But still I love to look. I love to look. Still I love to look in your
Danny and Emily embrace and kiss.
I don't know. I think they do. What do you think?
I definitely think they do. And you'd better do too if you know what's good for you.
Maggie, darling, I promise that I do. And I will for the rest of my days. Your life will be filled with nothing but candlelight music and champagne.
Oh, dear, dear, dear Drake. One day, I just know you're gonna figure this out.
Figure out what?
My romance doesn't have to have a moon in the sky. My romance doesn't need a blue lagoon standing by. No month of May, no twinkling stars, no hideaway, no soft guitars.
My romance doesn't need a castle rising in Spain,
Or a dance to a constantly surprising refrain.
Wide awake, you can make my most fantastic dreams come true.
My romance doesn't need one thing.
My romance
My absolute dream, and thank you for coming today. Richard's going to clean up all the chairs and we're going to eat and drink. And if there's not enough food, we're ordering pizza. So please stick around and hang out with us. And thank you guys so much, all of you. Thank you so much.